Hi guys, German Prepper here. The volume of new intel and conversely rumours concerning the escalating conflict between NATO and the Russian Federation has reached insane levels over the last week or so. Here is your latest update. Germany has today announced plans to send an initial company of 14 Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine, while also approving shipments by allies who field them. The aim is to supply Ukraine with 2 full battalions. A battalion is comprised of 3 to 4 companies. The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defence has released the following short but wary intelligence report concerning the Ukraine front lines. In recent days, the heaviest fighting has focused in 3 sectors. In the northeast, near Crimea, Ukraine has likely made small gains and successfully defended against a Russian counterattack. Around the Donetsk Oblast in Bakhmut sector, Russian and Wagner proxy forces have likely been reconstituting in the town of Soledar after capturing it earlier in the week. In the south, in Zaporizhia Oblast, both sides have massed significant forces which have conducted artillery exchanges and skirmishes but have avoided any large-scale offensive efforts. Overall, the conflict is in a state of deadlock. However, there is a realistic possibility of local Russian advances around Bakhmut. Well guys, that was an optimistic Western take. The reality is the Russian Federation continues to advance slowly on most fronts, while fighting remains fierce. Constant reinforcements are being fed in by both sides. The Ukraine Defense Contact Group's 8th meeting was held at the United States Ramstein Air Force Base in southwestern Germany. The meeting was chaired by US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, who released a revealing public statement. Here are the highlights. As President Biden has said, this is a decisive decade for the world, and this is a decisive moment for Ukraine's struggle to defend itself. So this contact group will not slow down. We're going to continue to dig deep, and based upon the progress that we've made today, I'm confident that Ukraine's partners from around the globe are determined to meet this moment. The United States remains committed to leading in this coordinated effort, and this morning I was pleased to announce another major round of US security assistance. Secretary of Defense Austin is referring to another presidential drawdown. More on that later. Several countries have come forward with key donations that will help protect Ukraine's skies and cities and citizens, and France and Germany and the UK have all donated air defense systems to Ukraine, and that includes a Patriot battery from Germany, and that's especially important, coming alongside our own contribution of a Patriot system. And the Netherlands is also donating Patriot missiles and launchers and training. And meanwhile, Canada has procured a NASAM system and associated munitions for Ukraine. And so these air defense systems will help save countless innocent lives. We're also pushing hard to meet Ukraine's requirements for tanks and other armoured vehicles. The UK has announced a significant donation of Challenger 2 tanks for Ukraine, and this is the first introduction of Western main battle tanks into Ukraine. And I also commend our British allies for making this decision. And Sweden announced it's donating CV-90 infantry fighting vehicles and an additional donation soon of Archer howitzers. We've also heard inspiring and important new donation announcements from several other countries, and that includes Denmark, which will donate 19 howitzers, and Latvia is donating more Stingers and helicopters and other equipment. And Estonia is providing Ukraine with a significant new package of much-needed 155mm howitzers and munitions. A meeting to be noted in the history books there, guys. Such huge commitments from so many countries as listed are extraordinary compared to where we started at almost a year ago. Javier Colomina, the NATO Secretary-General's Special Representative for the Caucasus and Central Asia, visited the countries of Armenia and Azerbaijan. The visit was reportedly part of regular political consultations in the 2 so-called NATO partner countries. 2 ex-Soviet states bordering the Russian Federation just receiving a friendly visit from a NATO delegation. Nothing to concern anyone there, surely. The United States Department of Defense has announced the Biden administration's 30th drawdown of equipment from DoD inventories for Ukraine since August 2021. It is valued at up to $2.5 billion. Here is the full list. Additional munitions for National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile Systems, NASAMS. 8 Avenger Air Defense Systems. 59 Bradley Infantry Fighting Vehicles, IFVs, with 590 Tau anti-tank missiles and 295,000 rounds of 25mm ammunition. 90 Striker Armoured Personnel Carriers, APCs, with 20 mine rollers. 53 Mine-Resistant Ambush-Protected Vehicles, MRAPs. 350 High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicles, HMMWVs. 20,155mm artillery rounds. Approximately 600 precision-guided 155mm artillery rounds. 95,000 105mm artillery rounds. Approximately 11,800 120mm mortar rounds. Additional ammunition for high-mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS. 12 ammunition support vehicles. 6 command post vehicles. 22 tactical vehicles to tow weapons. High-speed anti-radiation missiles, HARMS. Approximately 2,000 anti-armor rockets. Over 3 million rounds of small arms ammunition. Demolition equipment for obstacle clearing. Claymore anti-personnel munitions, night vision devices, spare parts, and other field equipment. Those DoD inventory ledgers must be looking pretty empty by now, guys. Wonder what they will have to start sending next. Estonia has announced the country will have expanded its bomb shelter program to cater to over half the country's population by 2034. The plan will include the adaptation of cellars in existing buildings so they are bomb-proof and capable of accommodating people for extended lengths of time. Reportedly, Estonia needs another 10 years of planning and funding to reach the planned shelter capacity of 730,000. The shelters are required to be able to protect people from shockwaves and shrapnel, and will have power generators, toilets, ventilation, and access to water. I think, guys, that target of 2034 is going to be pursued at breakneck speed if it is to be of some use in the currently escalating conflict. If only more Western countries had such aspirations to care for their own populations in times of war. A question for you all now to end. Have you examined our channel playlists, and if so, which have you found most useful? As always, looking forward to reading your answers. If you can, please support the channel by taking membership. It really makes a difference, and if you are able, share this video. Keep prepping, guys. Cheers for now.